We're here at CES 2025, taking a look at some of the new stuff in Acer's lineup. They have a bunch of new systems in the Swift line, which I always like because they're very thin, they're very light, very portable. A lot of different options available. Here's the Swift Go 14. There's also a 16-inch version. This is the Intel version. You get up to an Intel Core Ultra 9, and what I really like about these is they have this backlit touchpad right here, and you get some media controls on there if you're playing media, play and pause and things like that. But I also like that if you're doing a video call, you can mute your microphone, you can turn off your camera, you can do all that kind of control from right here on the touchpad. And this is going to start with an IPS panel, but there's also going to be an OLED panel option as well. And I like seeing how many OLED screens I'm seeing coming to different laptops this year. Now, for a slightly different take on the same thing, this is the Swift Go 16 AI. There's also, of course, a 14 AI. And the real point of differentiation here is obviously it looks a little bit different. This has got an AMD Ryzen 300 series in there, and it's officially a Copilot Plus PC, even though everything has a Copilot button on it now. And the touchpad also a little bit different. Instead of the media controls, because this is so AI focused, it has this little indicator right here. And when you're using the NPU, the neural processing unit built into your laptop, this little indicator is going to glow, so you know you're taking advantage of that, and that's kind of what you need for on-device AI, which is going to be one of those really big topics we keep coming back to again and again in 2025. And if you want to see yet another variation on this, here's the Aspire 14 AI, which is a little bit more affordable. You get an Intel Core Ultra 7. It's got Intel Arc graphics built in. It's a little bit thinner. It's a little bit lighter, very portable, very reasonably priced. This is an IPS panel right here. It doesn't have an OLED option like some of the other ones are going to have, but for an affordable system that can do some basic on-device AI, you really get a lot for your money right here with the Aspire 14 AI. And they say AI on it because it's a Copilot Plus official system from Microsoft, and of course, you can call up your Copilot buddy with the Copilot key anytime. Here's a really interesting take on a green laptop. This is the Aspire Vero 16, and Vero is the eco-friendly line because a lot of it is made from post-consumer recycled content. It's got a really cool marbled look to the chassis here, and some of it is made with basically ground up oyster shells and other materials all put together, and I think that's a really cool idea, and frankly, it looks great and it feels great to touch. And with this, you get a 16:10 IPS FHD display, and it's a Copilot Plus system. And I really like this one touch right here. You'll have to come in and see it. On the keyboard, the R and the E letter keys are reversed. They're mirror images to remind you about recycling. And we've got some new entries in, I think, one of the hottest categories right now, and that's handheld PC gaming. A lot of companies are experimenting with this, but I have not seen anything quite like this one yet. This is the Nitro Blaze. It's the Nitro Blaze 11 because it has a massive 11-inch screen, even though it's built into something that looks like a standard handheld gaming PC. So you get a much bigger screen here. These controllers can actually detach on this bigger 11-inch model. Like a lot of the handheld PC gaming machines, these are AMD powered, and they're also Windows devices, and that means that you can play not just Steam games, but you can install games from the Epic Game Store, or Good Old Games, or Xbox Game Pass, and get them all here on this gigantic screen. There's even an Acer piece of software there that's going to pull all the games together from those different platforms so you have access to them all in one place. There's not just the 11-inch version, there's also a Nitro Blaze 8, which has, of course, an 8-inch screen, otherwise very similar, Windows device. AMD powered is also a Nitro Blaze 7, so a bunch of different options there for handheld gaming, and I think that we're going to see a lot more interest and attention in handheld PC gaming in 2025 and beyond. What I'm finding at CES 2025 is it's a very gaming-focused show, a very PC gaming hardware focused show. And right here we've got Acer's high-end gaming line, the Predator Helios 18 AI, 18-inch screen, and the Predator Helios 16 AI, 16-inch screen. These are very powerful systems, obviously. They got a bit of a redesign this year, both externally and internally. Internally, of course, they're going to have the new NVIDIA 50 series chips, which means you're going to be able to get them probably around the end of the first quarter. And this is going to go up to a 5090 right now in the 18-inch, and I believe up to a 5070 Ti in the 16-inch, and of course Intel Core Ultra 9, so full out the whole way. However, I really like some of the external design changes for this year. They've got this cool light bar across the side. It's obviously per key RGB lighting, and you can change all the colors on these. And then these really subtle stripes right here. And these are actually backlit also. You can change the colors on those. You can also personalize the WASD keys, which is something this line has had before. And there's a couple of different options to change out the keys and the switches, you know, mechanical style keys here. So that's something that people investing a lot of money in, but basically a desktop replacement are looking for. People really want that mechanical switch feel and the ability to customize. That's something that, you know, people who are desktop gamers have, and you have a lot of that same ability here with these super high-end gaming laptops. And of course, I always love seeing a gigantic 18-inch screen. Many years ago, there was a brief period where there were a bunch of 18-inch screen laptops. We didn't see them again for a long time. Now they're back. It looks like they're here to stay this time. So if you're looking to replace what would normally be a lot of space with a desktop and a monitor, you know, a big 18-inch screen could definitely do that for you. And then if you want something that's gamer focused, but a little bit more subtle, a little bit easier to carry around, something that doesn't quite scream gamer just as much, well, then there's the Predator Helios Neo 16 AI. So Neo is a smaller, thinner, lighter version of the gaming laptop. AI, of course, indicates that it's got a minimum number of tops. It's a Copilot Plus system. It's definitely much lighter. And in this, you can go up to the new 5070 Ti. And again, same Intel Core Ultra 9. So you do get a lot of CPU power in that also. Now, the displays are really interesting on these. In the 16, it's an OLED screen. Always love seeing that in gaming laptops. In the 18, it's a mini LED screen, but it's switchable, which means that you can do, you know, super high resolution at a lower refresh rate, or like FHD at a much higher, like a 240 refresh rate. So you have a lot of options there. So you can go pure OLED, or you can do the switchable in the bigger screen. And it's very nice that this has got an OLED screen as well, especially because it's a very capable gaming laptop, but it's thin, light, and portable, and then you have a very nice OLED display to take with you. I'm gonna leave you with something I always like seeing, which is a cool proof of concept prototype. This is the Acer DualPlay system. We saw this at IFA, but now I'm getting a chance to go hands-on with it for the first time. Looks like a pretty standard gaming laptop. However, you press these two secret buttons up here, and the touchpad pops up. You pull it out and you say, okay, I've got a removable touchpad, but really on the flip side, it's a full game controller. And you can even take the two side pieces off and either use them like that or give one to someone else and have some co-op play. These extra little speakers pop out of the side for better audio when you have the thing removed. And then when you're done, when it's laptop time again, you just pop it right back in, push the speakers in, and now it's back to being a regular laptop. So thanks so much for joining me on this tour of what Acer's got that's new and exciting here at CES 2025.